Well, this thing says I'm live. So Mama Linda, Josie, Sappy. Okay. Well, it shows I've only got one of you in there right now. I don't know which one, but that's all right. I'll give it a minute for folks to come back around. To do great, if not fine. It don't matter either way. You don't catch me now, you can catch me on replay. If you're so inclined. If you're not, that's fine too. Oh, now I'm up to two. Ah, wow. Yeah, I see you there, Mama Linda. Josie in there with a big old loud piggy. Appreciate it. I'll just sit here and hem haw for a few minutes, see if anybody else rolls in. Y'all know some of the things I'm apt to talk about. So, brace yourselves. There's one thing about it, though. I'm going to tell you the truth. I ain't going to lie to you. There's a lot of folks out there lie to you. I ain't one of them. Because, face it, she is doing her thing laying down in bed. Ain't neither one of us felt too good today. Sinuses and chugged up and all that. It's bad enough I even took a Sudafed along with her. Normally I'll take my little red pill and my allergy pills at night, but sometimes I get chugged up enough that I'll take a Sudafed. Now she's not sleeping. She's in there on her phone listening to the things that she gets into. TikToks, all like that. Well, I've got three in here now. Again, like I said, y'all know what I'm at to talk about. But I'm still going to wait a minute. Y'all might notice a change in seating. I pulled out my recliner that I got like hers. And these were given to us. Lazy boys. They're well used, but they ain't too bad. My neighbors, they apparently upgraded to something. I didn't see what they upgraded to, but that's all right too. There's my baby. Yeah, I done told them both of us were hit pretty hard today. So anyway, I brought this in here because I was tired of that way I was having to sit in my other little office top chair, and it was causing me problems. Uh, it was causing me pain right in the center of where you sit, if you know what I mean. Made me sore and feel like there'd been something going on down there that I wouldn't do. You get my drift. So I needed something a little softer to kind of solve that problem. Interview experience. Not sure I understand that. You saw your little short on diagnosing of bad wheel bearing. I could hear the grind. Well, let's see. That Talib woman come out with it in an interview. She talking about white men being the problem that needs to be watched and possibly exterminated. Yeah, she didn't say it that way, but you could tell by the words she was using and how she was using them that that's what she was talking about. And, you got Canada getting in bed with China. Not long after that came out, Canada is experimenting with something similar to COVID. And they're going to make it aerosol type where it can be spread out in the air. Where you got no choice but to get it and everything that goes with that. Sandy Jones, how are you, darling? Good to see you. Elaine's laying down in bed. She might be in here still. She might be gone back to doing her thing. We both been chugged up pretty bad today. We didn't get up till about 2 o'clock. I went to bed about 2 o'clock, so I slept for about 12 hours. Took me about an hour to chug up everything that collected up in my throat. So like I said, we both took our morning meds that has that little red pill that's supposed to help stuff like that. And then we both took a Sudafed. Well, Sandy Toes, you know how it goes. You get born, you ain't got no teeth, and can't hold your bladder, and all that stuff, and then you grow a little bit, and you pretty vital for a few decades, and then you get older and you start losing your teeth and not able to hold your bladder and going backwards. And thanks to severe nerve damage, being my disability, uh, I ain't got no more top teeth. I finally got those pulled here a few years back. And other functions are a little haywire. I'll just put it that way. Same for her with what she's been through. Other things, well, no, not really. Sandy Toes. Uh, you still look too young to me to have a teenager, much less. But that's all right. Yeah, I'm supposed to be walking with a walker. I've got one, but I'm stubborn. I figure the quicker I start giving up, the quicker I'll go down. That's the old Marine in me. And if I go down, I'm going to go down while I'm still trying to go. Well, other than Canada doing that with China, Mexico's gotten with China. They're building something big down there. Supposed to be bringing a lot of jobs from Mexico. No, they got screwed. China's filling up that big supposed factory for whatever it is. They brought over 100,000 of their own people to work the place. Folks, that's bottom line tactics and strategy. China is setting up stuff to bring their own people over here to Canada and Mexico to surround the United States. And with Chinese in the United States on those farms, well, you've got an invasion force just waiting on the word to be given. But that might get resolved because Trump can cut them off from the northern border. Now that we've took Panama back, we can cut them off at the southern border and put sanctions and everything on them too. And dry them up, just like we're drying China and Canada up. They'll soon find out they can't make it without the United States. And they will get rid of China from out of their countries. If not, we're going to have some boom boom going on. Y'all best be ready to see howling Chinese in the streets trying to come at you. Because they're here, folks. And their traders up on the hill have been working towards helping them get in that position. The ones they bought out to betray the United States. Y'all know who they are. Whether you want to admit it or not. Y'all know who they are. China wasn't able to succeed in getting the U.S. by getting Kamala in there to continue that type of administration so that they could finish the job. So now they're trying other tactics while still trying to slowly break us down. They're going to be like that Japanese admiral in World War II in command of a ship. Somebody had asked him something and he said, "I'm afraid we have awoken a sleeping giant." Well, it might be about time for that sleeping giant to wake up again. Yeah, that's right, Sandy Toes. It's like doctors and lawyers, they call their business a practice. Because once you stop practicing, you lose it. I will admit, last couple of years, I've lost some more. I've helped her do a video and wash some dishes, and I'm out. I'm done for the day. Sometimes I just get up and do our morning do. And if it's that time, I go and release something pressing. It takes me a while. I'm wore out after that. Your cane rang. Is he a bell? Is he silver or gold? And goes ring-a-ling-a-ling. So anyway, the truth is out there. We are definitely in a war. China's coming. They're trying every way they can to take us by devious means so they don't have to try to take us by force. Of course, if they try that, they're going to find out sleeping giant will wake up, and we're going, the true patriots of America will rise up and show them what's what. See, that's why they're trying to do it the way they're doing it, because they know they can't take us by force. Only by hook and by crook. And they found enough crooks on the hill to be able to try to pull that off. Same here, Sandy Toes, same here. Ain't a whole lot I can do about it except talk about it. But, you know, I have found out there are some out there who do a whole lot of posturing and chest thumping. I'll do this, I'll do that. But you ask them, you know, you try to get them to do the smallest of sacrifices, and that, well, you know, no. See, I got off Facebook a few years ago. I was tired of it, and me and some old Vietnam vets, we went to Piggy Way, and we was trying to get folks to come to Piggy Way to get off Facebook, to teach Facebook a lesson. Well, even the one that spearheaded it, there was one who was true to it. Thank the world of that man. But the one who spearheaded it, you could never find him on Piggy Way. Came back to Facebook, found out why. They was still on Facebook. Well, shoot, it ain't going to do no good. Well, you know, I've got some family that, well, it don't make a crowd. Get off of there, chomp them off, Mama Bear, and make them come to you. They're too afraid they'd get cut off from kids and grandkids and all like that. Well, you know, sometimes that's the sacrifice. You're going to do something, do it. You understand? There's a sacrifice to be made. You ain't got the courage and the guts to make the sacrifice, shut up. Mama Bear, that mask was scary. Reminded me of some stuff I have seen. Only in vague shadows. Let's see, Flashy Cat. I can understand that. when Elaine and I was first getting together, she had that cancer and she was going through that. My cat Nala, my cat Nala had gotten to know Elaine well enough and all like that. Well, after Elaine had her surgery, we came back home. My cat Nala didn't recognize her. She didn't smell that cancer in her. So she kind of hissed at Elaine a little bit. So Elaine spoke to her and she kind of looked odd at her and like, okay. But she had known Elaine, having smelled that cancer in her. When Elaine came home, no longer had cancer in her, she didn't recognize her because that smell was not there. Well, Mama Bear, to be honest, if I'd been around and I woke up and looked up and see that, I might have died and hoped to have come back myself. So I can relate to the cat. If your heart ain't ready to jumpstart that fast, it's going to quit on you. So anyway, like I was saying, China's trying to work its way around all around us, and we are in a fight. If you hadn't been able to see it yet, you better wake up. And those folks on the hill who are trying to fight getting that stuff back out of the United States, you may as well be a part of those who want the United States to die. Because it's those that are trying to fight what's being done to clean America back up that are a major part of the problem and in league with China. Oh yeah, Sandy Toast. They can see the gas when you pass gas. They can hear it even if you're being silent. They can see and smell things that we just simply cannot. It's like a woman who can see things that men can't. Kind of the same thing. They can also see things going on in the spiritual. They can see angels and demons and all that stuff. That's why I trust a dog more than I would any human. That's why generally most dogs are usually pretty good. But if there's something bad about a person, they'll growl. Let you know. Sappy. So, anyhow, but that's just part of what's going on, folks. There's a lot more going on. But, anywho, you know, and all of it stuff I've said is coming. So, it just proves out what I've said. If I call it, You can bank on it. It's coming. And it all leads back to China. Well, they've gotten in bed with Canada. They've gotten a foothold into Mexico. Brought 100,000 of their own folks to work the place. Folks, if y'all don't recognize that as building up an invasion force, you need to study tactics, strategy, and the ways of communists and how they do. The ways of Muslims and how they do. The Muslims, they'll start out small and do the peaceful, humble thing to make you think that they're all right. Then they'll start to grow, reproduce, bring more of their ilk into a country with them. And as they get bigger, they start getting more aggressive. You see, like down in Texas, they're trying to make a city that's a Sharia law city. No, you abide by the laws of the land, not try to bring in your own. They've gotten big enough that they're taking an aggressive step to build a Sharia law only city. When they get bigger than that, they'll start trying to take over the political system. Until eventually they've taken over. And you either submit to their way or get taxed into starvation and finally death, or just made to die outright. That's how they do. They're parasites. They take over that way, and in the same way that a parasite does. So they got a little word called Takaya, Taqqya, I think. That word basically defined means they can lie in their efforts to take over. They can make you think that they're peaceful and humble. But if you read their literature, they are to unalive or basically tax to death the infidel. Well, who's the infidel? Anyone who does not submit to Islam. Well, I'm either going to be unalived or taxed to death, because I ain't going to submit to a satanic cult. Because Islam is all about death. To die in the name of Islam, trying to exterminate the infidel, is a top honor for them. It's a death cult. Allah is an ancient name for Satan. And who did they worship? Allah. So that right there in itself will tell you they worship Satan. So and those on the hill that are trying to sell us out to China, see, China has used Muslims to affect some of their things in the past. Hitler used Muslims to affect some of the things they tried to do. Why? Because they're barbaric and will die in the effort to unalive infidels. So it is anything but a religion of peace. They don't like to recognize it, but Muhammad was a white man. It's in their book. But to show the depth of their having been deceived, their own book tells them that if they want to know the truth, read the Bible. But even knowing that, they reject the Bible, which means they don't want to know the truth. But their own book tells them that if they want to know the truth, read the Bible. It negates itself within its own pages. It admits in its own pages that it's a lie, that it's not truth. Because it tells them that if they want to know the truth, to read the Bible. That's how bad the deception is. I'll be cordial to anybody, Muslim or otherwise. But I'm going to be watching them because I know they're an enemy. They're just waiting on the right moment. Whether it's in their lifetime or not, they're waiting on the right moment to take over. Abby. And that's the thing about deception. That's why you got to be vigilant and watch and learn. See, I learned something long ago. Believe nothing you hear, and only half of what you see. And the half you do see, question it. Because people can sell you a pipe dream and you not know it. Because you're too naive out of innocence. Because you can't conceive of such an evil. I've seen enough evil to know that often the most kindest and unassuming people that you think are looking out for your best are performing the most evil acts that you could imagine. I'm wary of folks. They come at me all nice and glad handing and thinking, all like that, that they seem like a dream for a friend and all that. I question it. Some are truly that. But some are selling that pipe dream so that they can get in close enough to work their evil. That's why I believe nothing I hear. Only half of what I see, and the half I do see, I question it. Because time tells all things. I'm patient. As I've said before, I'll give anybody the benefit of the doubt until they give me a reason to doubt. All Sandy shows you can keep personality, just be vigilant. Gray Wolf. How many days, Gray Wolf? Or should we count months and days? Oh, freaking awesome! Year and a half. That's great. Well, Sandy Toes, look no further than here. I'm jaded. So just take it from me. However bad you think it is, multiply it by a million to the millionth power. And that might not even be getting close to how bad. Oh, I can be a bucket of fun. That's why I said it won't change you to know. You just have to be prepared like a warrior to know that there's evil out there. And you have to be prepared to contend with it because, it used to be an old saying that what you don't know won't hurt you. That's a straight up lie. Because what you don't know can and will hurt you and hurt you bad. I love martial arts movies. And in one movie, the main character had went to an old master that he knew. And the old master was out in a garden tending to it. And the main characters asked him, you're a warrior in a garden. Why have the skill to be a gardener? He told him, I'd rather be a warrior in a garden than to be a gardener on a battlefield. The point is, he was prepared for battle if battle should come. But in the meantime, he got to enjoy his garden. Because to be a gardener on a battlefield where you need to be a warrior, you're toast. But if you're a warrior in a garden, you're prepared for battle should it come and present itself. So it won't. Rainy Ridge. I've been watching your shorts and clips on that new board you're working on, girl. Man, that thing is just gorgeous. I don't know what you're doing with them, but if you're selling them, I hope you're getting top dollar because that is some magnificent work. Oh, and I hit Flicky Flicky up on Facebook. Became friends with her on there. I sent the friend request and then I sent her a message letting her know who it was. She told me, I was wondering who that was. All right, Sandy Toes, you have a good time. You stay safe out there, hon. You got to tell you, I tripped Jesse up there for a second. Oh, okay, cool. Well, I can tell you right now, that's going to be a highly anticipated and hoped for win for whoever wins it. But I'm here to tell you, I can see how things are done, how they're made, but I'm not that creative. And I may or may not have told you, I like to watch Stumpy Nubs. That man's a world class. Some stuff I've seen with him. I'm here to tell you, what you're working on, that's top notch. I mean, that's just make you drool. All right, Mama Bear. Yeah, he's awesome. He's got a dry, wry sense of humor. He makes me laugh. Of course, he's gotten more professional about it the last couple of years because he's gotten way up there with it. And that's probably also because he's now in a whole totally different realm. Two of the top world class craftsmen invited him to come teach with them uh, about woodwork and everything. So he has now entered the realm of a top world class craftsman. I remember his video talking about it. You could tell he was just tongue tied talking about it, having been honored to be invited to teach with two of his heroes in the business. World class craftsmen, top world class. Oh, Lord, yeah, he is. He can tell you about a tool, almost any tool, where it began, how it was created, the history of it, its evolution through time, and how exactly it works and in what ways. I mean, the man's knowledge is just massive. He'd saved my life. And I told him about it too. I've emailed him a few times. And he knows who I am when I email him. Remember that one with the saw blade on the grinder where he got hurt? I had wanted that tool so bad I could taste it. But with nerve damage, I can't hold on to something for very long. So using a grinding disc or a cutting wheel on a grinder, I can do that. I can handle it pretty much. But when I saw that video he put out showing him get hurt, I thought to myself, if that man can get hurt using a tool, then that's a tool I have absolutely no business with because that would be my death right there. I lost all interest in that tool at that moment. So I told him about it. I told him, I said, you saved my life. And told him why. He has known who I am ever since. And, oh yeah, I mean, if you saw that video, he shows how he lost control out of it. And he fully understood how the tool works. And he fully understood how to feather the motions. And it still got away from him. If he hadn't had that thick leather apron on, he probably wouldn't have been able to put out a video because he'd have been dead. I mean, it was just, uh, and you can see the video that he's got some pretty fast reaction time because he was able to jump back from it a little bit, but it still grazed that leather apron and still got his fingers. And everything, but he's not used it since, and he has been an advocate of trying to get it off the market because it's that dangerous. That's always great, Tina. Yeah, and it's great that y'all work in tandem with each other to do what you do with the woodwork. Uh, Two heads are better than one type thing. But he did another video talking about how people naysaying him for all the safety talk. You better too if you're working with the machinery. That video also showed me that if I'm going to do anything serious with any type of woodwork, I'll need to look into getting me one too. But he did another video about people dissing him for all the safety talk. So I commented on that video and repeated what I had told him about how he saved my life. And then told him, I said, you keep right on with that safety talk. It saved my life. Didn't hear too much out of the safety naysayers after that. So, yeah, when you're working with that equipment, I've experienced the kickbacks and stuff like that. That's some dangerous stuff. So that's part of his vast knowledge is not only about the tools and the history and all the things he knows, but also how to be safe doing it. Now, there is such a thing as trying to be too safe. Because that's kind of like fear. If you worry about a fear so much and so bad, you'll eventually cause that fear to happen. And that's the way it can be about safety in any job you do. But staying aware of safety concerns and doing good safety practices is a must. Right? So y'all selling the farm, y'all buying something else? Or you already own something else and is waiting on the farm to sell? Okay, so you already got something else, which is where you're at, and waiting on the farm to sell. Okay. Yeah, less cluttered would be ideal, but you and I both know there's a method to the madness in a creator's setup. Because you watch, you get it less cluttered and organized, you'll feel lost. And we both know it, don't we? So you haven't left the farm, but you're looking at a couple of other properties. Have I got that right? Well, that's good. Want to see which one is going to try to outbid the others? What kind of property is it you're looking for? Something a little more developed, or something fresh you can start working and setting it up the way you want it, or something closer to town? It's curious. Curious. But yeah, you get a shop that's cleaned up and organized, Tanny, you know as well as I do, you're going to feel lost. Okay. You going to kick the birds out of the nest? Make them fly? Or are you still going to make room for them? Down to about 50, 60? Good Lord, woman, how much y'all got? That's a lot of acreage. I wouldn't know what to do with 40. Even if I could get out and about and do anything with it. Ah, so there ain't a whole heck of a lot you can do with it anyhow. Unless you want to get into four wheelers and dirt bikes and make trails and all like that. I wouldn't have a clue what to do with 260 acres set up like that. I might think of something. And I take it y'all don't want to get into four wheelers and dirt bikes and trails and all like that. Make some good hunting property. For those interested in hunting. Maybe selling shares and being able to go hunt there. Okay. Well, 50, 60 acres, you can still do the hunting. That would be all right. So how big a house we talking about on the properties that you're looking at? Something big enough for keep doing the way you've been doing as far as occupants, or what? And are the properties you're looking at any closer to town? Because what I'm saying, you've got a pretty decent drive to work. Distance, pretty decent distance. Right? I understand that. You gotta do what you gotta do on that. Oh, you'd like to be further out, huh? I understand. Well, Lena and I are the same way. If we could be way out in the middle of bum, you know where, nearest neighbor 10 miles or more away, we'd be happy. Well, that's a good option too, Mama Linda. 260 acres, you sell, a developer could make a subdivision out of it, which is what seems to be being done a lot here lately, everywhere. Large swaths of land being bought up and developed into big old subdivisions. I don't know if Dale's going live or not. Anybody know? Ah, you ought to get a good chunk of change out of him. That works. Help you buy the property you're looking at outright with enough left over to make that shop you want. Yeah. But like she said, Mama Linda, they're looking to downsize because it's too much for them to maintain. Oh, yeah, which would be a good selling point for him in making the subdivision because a lot of people will be able to be not that far away from the main deal. So fairly decent access to certain things is a huge selling point in selling homes. So that's good. Make him want it, darling. Make him want it. Make him want it bad enough to spend a little more than he was planning to get it. Well, folks, again, I don't know if Dale's going live or not. I've been on here close to an hour, and I need to take care of something before I have a valve leak. Y'all understand? That would be a way to go too, Mama Linda. So I'm going to have to go and prevent a valve leak. Been good to see y'all here. Y'all think about it. Piggy loves you.